You can scroll TikTok for 6 hours without even noticing time pass. You can binge an entire season on Netflix in one night. You can play video games until your eyes hurt and still want more. But studying? You can barely last 20 minutes before your brain is begging you to do literally anything else. Here's the thing. This isn't about discipline. You're not lazy. You're not broken. Your brain is just wired wrong for studying right now. And today, I'm going to show you how to rewire it. How to make studying as addictive as scrolling. How to crave your textbooks the way you currently crave your phone. This sounds crazy, I know, but stick with me. Because once you understand how addiction actually works in your brain, you can use those exact same mechanisms to get hooked on studying instead of wasted on distractions. Your brain on dopamine. Let's talk about what's really happening in your head right now. Every time you open Instagram, every time you check TikTok, every time you start a new video, your brain gets a hit of dopamine. And here's the thing. These apps aren't giving you dopamine by accident. They're designed by actual neuroscientists whose entire job is making you addicted. Variable rewards. That's the secret. You don't know if the next swipe will be boring or amazing. That uncertainty, that's what hooks you. Your brain releases dopamine not when you get the reward, but when you're anticipating it. It's the same reason slot machines are addictive. You don't know what's coming next. Now compare that to studying. You open your textbook and you know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to read. It's going to be hard. You won't understand half of it, and you definitely won't see results for weeks or months. No dopamine, no addiction. Your brain says, "This is boring," and tries to escape. But here's the good news. If your brain can get addicted to garbage, it can get addicted to studying. You just need to hack the system. Make studying trigger your brain. Think about your worst habits for a second. When do they happen? You probably scroll your phone the moment you wake up, or right after dinner, or when you sit in a specific spot. That's not random. That's your brain linking a trigger to a behavior. Trigger equals reward, over and over until it's automatic. We're going to do the same thing with studying. Pick 3 specific things that happen only when you study. Maybe it's a specific playlist you only play when studying, a specific drink you only have during study sessions, or you always light the same candle. I'm serious. Make it a ritual. Same triggers every single time. Research shows it takes about 2 weeks for your brain to start connecting these cues to the reward. After 2 weeks, when you hear that playlist or smell that candle, your brain starts releasing dopamine before you even open the book. You've basically trained your brain like Pavlov's dog, except instead of salivating for food, you're getting ready to focus. Turn everything into a game. You know why video games are so addictive? Progress bars, points, levels, achievements. Your brain sees numbers go up and it feels amazing. Studying doesn't usually have any of this. You just read and hope something sticks. No wonder your brain hates it. So add the game mechanics yourself. Get a notebook. Make a grid. Every time you study for 25 minutes, you fill in 1 square. That's it. Simple. But here's what happens. You start seeing that grid fill up. Your brain sees visual progress. And visual progress triggers the same dopamine pathways as leveling up in a game. Track everything. Pages read. Practice problems solved. Study sessions completed. Make the numbers go up. Your brain doesn't care what the numbers represent. It just knows numbers going up equals winning. And winning feels good. There are apps for this too. Forest grows a tree for every focused session. Habitica turns your whole life into an RPG. These work because they give your brain the gaming feedback it craves. Break it into tiny dopamine hits. Here's a huge mistake everyone makes. They try to study for 2 hours straight. No breaks, just grinding. And it's miserable. Your brain gets no rewards during those 2 hours. Nothing. So it rebels. Instead, break studying into tiny chunks with rewards built in. Study for 25 minutes. Take a 5-minute break. That's 1 cycle. After 4 cycles, take a longer break. Why does this work? Because now you're getting dopamine hits every 30 minutes. Your brain isn't waiting 2 hours for relief. It knows relief is always just 25 minutes away. This is called the Pomodoro technique, and neuroscience backs it up completely. Your brain can handle delayed gratification way better when the delay is short. Plus, those breaks aren't just rest, they're rewards. Your brain learns that focused studying leads to rewards. That's the addiction loop forming. Make the first 2 minutes stupid easy. You know what kills studying before it starts? The thought of studying. You think about opening that textbook and your brain immediately calculates how hard it's going to be, and it nopes out before you even begin. So here's what you do. Make starting so easy it's almost stupid. Don't tell yourself you're going to study for an hour. Tell yourself you're going to read 1 page. That's it. 1 page. 1 page isn't scary. 1 page doesn't feel like work. Your brain can handle 1 page. But here's the secret. Once you read 1 page, you'll probably read another. And another. Because starting was the hard part. Continuing is actually easier. Research on behavior change shows that reducing friction at the beginning is the most important factor in building habits. Make it easy to start, and you'll actually start. After a few weeks of this, your brain learns that studying isn't as painful as it thought. The resistance drops. The addiction begins. Celebrate every small win. This is going to sound ridiculous, but it's based on neuroscience, so hear me out. Every time you complete a study session, literally celebrate. Fist pump. Say yes out loud. Do a little victory dance. I'm not joking. This matters. When you physically celebrate, you're telling your brain, we just won, and winning releases dopamine. Lots of it. Athletes do this naturally. Every point scored, they celebrate. Not because they're showing off, because the celebration reinforces the behavior neurologically. You need to do the same thing with studying. Finished 25 minutes? Celebrate like you just scored a goal. Your brain will start associating studying with winning, and winning is addictive. Remove all competition. Here's why you're not addicted to studying yet. Because every time you try to study, your phone is right there offering easier dopamine. You can study for 30 minutes and get a small sense of accomplishment, or you can scroll for 30 seconds and get instant gratification. Your brain picks the easy option every single time. So remove the option. Phone goes in another room. Not silent, not face down. Different room entirely. Research shows that just having your phone visible, even turned off, reduces your cognitive capacity by 20%. Your brain is using energy to resist checking it. Remove the temptation completely. Make the easy dopamine inaccessible. Force your brain to find satisfaction in studying because it's the only option available. This feels extreme, but addiction requires elimination of competing rewards. You can't get addicted to studying while Instagram is 3 seconds away. Link studying to identity. Here's the final piece, the thing that makes addiction permanent. You need to change how you see yourself. You're not someone who studies. You're a student. You're a learner. You're someone who masters difficult things. Identity-based habits are infinitely more powerful than goal-based habits. When studying becomes part of who you are, you don't need motivation. You just do it because that's what you do. Start saying it. I'm someone who shows up every day. I'm someone who finishes what I start. I'm the kind of person who masters difficult subjects. Your brain will align your behavior with your identity. When you believe you're a dedicated student, studying stops feeling like something you have to do and starts feeling like something you naturally do. The addiction timeline. This won't happen overnight. Real addiction takes about 60 to 90 days to fully form. Week 1 and 2 will still require discipline. You're building the triggers and habits. Your brain is learning, but not hooked yet. Week 3 through 6, it starts getting easier. The resistance drops. You start looking forward to study sessions sometimes. The dopamine pathways are forming. Month 3, you're addicted. You feel wrong on days you don't study. You crave the focus. You get actual satisfaction from learning. This is real. This is how neurological addiction works, and you can absolutely do this with studying. Your next move. You've got 2 choices right now. Keep trying to force yourself to study through willpower and motivation, fail most days, feel guilty, repeat. Or start building the addiction properly. Set up the triggers, track the progress, remove the competition. Give it 90 days. Most people won't do this because it requires setup and patience. They want instant results. But you understand that 3 months of intentional habit building creates years of effortless studying. Now I want to hear from you. What's your biggest struggle with studying? What makes you quit every time? Drop a comment below. If this video showed you a completely different way to approach studying, hit that like button. It helps other students who are struggling find this. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more strategies on learning, focus, and becoming actually addicted to the work that matters. Share this with someone who's always trying to study but can't stick with it. This might be exactly what changes everything for them. Thank you for watching. Stop fighting your brain. Start programming it. Build the addiction. I'll see you in the next video.